Another horrendous game for the Toronto Blue Jays. They lose 7-2 to the Houston Astros and lose the series and just have not looked very good in the first two ball games. Clayton Richard was on the mound today, and he really just was not good whatsoever. 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs. And it was, again, like in the last game, the damage was really done early in the ball game. Second inning, they scored a couple. In the third, they got a run. In the fourth, they got 2 more. And then in the sixth, they got 2 more after that. Not a great game for the Blue Jays. Now, obviously, no Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the lineup for the Blue Jays. Obviously, the X-rays came back negative for Vladdy. But with the injury and with the whole thing that's going on with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you don't want to rush anything when it comes to him and any type of injury, really. But I don't think it'll be too long before Vladdy is back in the lineup, which is great news. Anytime you get hit on the hand, you always look at it as a broken hand, like what happened to Bo Bichette earlier in the season. Now, he's back from that, which is great, but that's the type of injury when you get hit on the hand, it's always scary. But in this ball game, the Jays, look, they have 2 runs on 6 hits. They have 7 runs on 12 hits. There's not much positives at all from this ball game. And the Buffalo Bisons haven't played. They're playing right now. It's rough so far, and they just, Anthony Alford's not in the lineup, so you want to look at it that way. Double A, we're going to get to in a second because there's some good things out of there. And Lansing hasn't played yet. Dunedin's on their All-Star break, so this might not be a long video, people. This really might not. Now, statistics-wise, Eric Sogard had 2 of the 5 hits for the Blue Jays, 2 for 3 with an RBI. He continues to hit the ball very well for this team. He's hitting .284 on the year. And guys, look, as the trade deadline gets closer to about a month away, I think it's the end of July, I think it is, that the trade deadline is for the Major League Baseball. And there's no non-waiver trade deadline, and then there's the end of August deadline. That's not a thing anymore. It's one. So if a guy like Eric Sogard is hitting very well, why not move him? I get it. You want that veteran presence. You also got to continue to build that minor league system. And a guy who usually doesn't hit very well is putting together some crazy good season for the Toronto Blue Jays. So why not try and get the value for him? Justin Smoke, same kind of thing. All these expiring contracts, you got to find pieces for. All right? And for Eric Sogard, like I say, went 2 for 3 again today with the RBI. Great job there. Not really many positives otherwise. Look, Teoscar Hernandez, I think this is the second game since coming off since coming up from AAA that he hasn't had a hit. But he walked twice. And for Teoscar Hernandez, he seems to be a lot more comfortable at the plate. Yes, he was 0 for 2 again. Didn't get a hit in the ballgame. But the fact that he walked twice, the fact that he's, his batting average is up over 200 now, the fact that in his last, where is he here? In the last 2 games, he's walked 3 times. Put that into perspective. He has a total of 14 walks this year, not including the 2 walks that he had today. So for Teoscar, I'm loving what we're seeing there as of late from him. Now, can he continue this over the rest of the season and in the future? We're going to have to wait and see how it all plays out. But for right now, he's not doing too bad. But again, offensively, the Jays didn't get a whole lot. Freddie Galvis was 2 for 4 in the ballgame. Kevin Biggio was 1 for 4, came around to score one of the runs. So his average was 184 going into the ballgame. It's 189 leaving the ballpark today. So, and that's it. Luke Maley had Brandon Drury went 1 for 3 with an RBI. But that's it offensively. You had 5 hits. You had 2 runs. That's it. Guys, there really wasn't a whole lot for this Jays team again today. And these videos are starting to get really grindy, especially when these minor league teams are not playing. It might be tough. Now, if the Jays do lose tomorrow, then we'll have today's minor league games to talk about as well as tomorrow's games as well. So it's going to be better tomorrow, hopefully, people. But on the mound, like I said, Clayton Richard had a tough game. The Jays acquired Nick Kingham, all right, from the Pittsburgh Pirates for cash considerations. He went out there and in 2 innings, he got 5 hits and 2 runs. So not a very good Blue Jays debut when it comes to him. And Jordan Romano continues. It's only his second big league outing, but he's looked pretty good. He went another scoreless inning today. No hits, no walks, and a strikeout. So, guys, as much as this team has sucked, and they haven't won ball games, and they've been horrendous lately, you have to take positives out of losses. So the positives I take from a game like this, Bijou went 1 for 4 with a run scored. Yes, Teoscar Hernandez was 0 for 2, but he walked twice in the ball game, so that's great to see. And Jordan Romano threw up a scoreless inning. That's it. I mean, if there's anything you want to... other than Eric Sogard, but if we're talking about future and guys who are going to be here for the long haul, those are the names you want to kind of look at. And look, we got to look towards the minor leagues now. And the only game I'm going to talk about is the AA New Hampshire Fisher Cats playing today. They're only in the 4th inning right now, right? And we're going to talk more about it in tomorrow's video as well, because the game will be finished. We'll be able to break it down even more. But the positive things from this game so far is Forrest Wall going 2 for 3 with an RBI. He scored 2 runs. His batting average back up to .293 for Forrest Wall. Great job there. Santiago Espinal 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. And on the mound, Nate Pearson only goes 2 innings, no hits, no walks, 3 Ks. ERA dropped to 2.70 for Nate Pearson. It would not surprise me if he ends the year there in AA, just for the fact of him not pitching barely at all last year. And they don't want to push this guy too hard. Now, if he continues to dominate and ends up with an ERA under 2 or in the 250s or in some crazy stupid range, they may be forced to call him up to AAA. Now, will it happen at some point? I don't know. We're already in mid-June. You never know what can happen, though. Once trade deadline hits and some guys get moved and we got to call some guys up and the level, so Nate Pearson could be a guy that's getting called up to AAA at some point soon. He's dominating down there in AA New Hampshire. You're seeing guys like Forrest Wall doing really, really well. He could get a call to AAA very soon. We already seen Logan Warmoth get the call up from Dunedin to New Hampshire. Again, I don't know what the whole spiel is on him. He's not playing there today for New Hampshire, so I don't know what's going to be happening with him. But guys, that's it. I mean, if you guys have anything else you want to discuss with about this Jays team and about today's game and anything else you want to talk about, please let me know in the comments below, guys. All right, please do so, because what else is there to go off of? Vladdy ain't playing. Bichette had a hit and a run scored. That's great. Your pitching sucked. You lost. And really no minor league games are going on. So it's really rough for the Toronto Blue Jays today. It was a really, really rough day. As it has been over the last little while, other than beating the Baltimore Orioles in a series, but that's not really a big accomplishment. But you got to take it for what it is. And for Jays fans, with the loss today, the Jays dropped to 20 games under 500, 25-45. Yeah, it's a rough season, people. I think we've also come to the fact that this is the way the season is probably going to end up. Now, once September comes around, you're going to be seeing more of the younger players get called up. I think maybe at the beginning of July, you might see Bo Bichette, depending on how he's doing there in AA New Hampshire. Because I think if you're gonna bring a guy like Bo Bichette up here, I think personally you trade a guy like Freddie Galvis. You move him because he's been your everyday shortstop. So you move him, you bring up Bo, you give him the chance, you let him have it, and a guy like Eric Sogard is a great guy to learn from. If they don't move him, there's all kinds of ifs, ands, or buts. For Bo Bichette, he's got to be down there and dominate, and if he does, he's forcing the Jays' hand, kind of like what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. did. They didn't want to call him up as soon as they didn't want to call him up, as early as possible. They wanted to call him up when they were ready to do so. But he was performing so well in AAA, they had to give him the call, and they did. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys hated the ball game today because the Jays lost 7-2. That's just that. I hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Guys, hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video, and everything towards this team. I really want to get your guys' take on what this team looks like moving forward. And even right now, if you guys want to discuss some things that are happening right now with this team, go right ahead, guys. Comments down below. Go nuts in the comment section, guys. All right. And Twitter is down below if you want to. If you don't want to post it in the comments, send me a message on Twitter. TO Sports Talk Twitter is links in the description for the podcast. For Twitter, guys, go check it out. Send me a DM, follow up, do all that great stuff, guys. And I'll talk to you guys Jays Edition in the finale of the series, going tomorrow afternoon, 2:10 first pitch there in Houston. Trent Thornton on the mound for the Blue Jays. Brad Peacock on the mound for the Astros in the finale of the series. The Jays already lost the series. So you look to salvage one game, even though it doesn't look pretty good. It doesn't look too good for the Blue Jays. We're going to have to wait and see how it all plays out. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and not the ball game. We'll talk to you guys then.